me say good morning to the listeners. Let me say good morning to the viewers. Welcome to another edition of To The Point. Today being Monday, it's the 8th day of December 2025. Good morning to those of you listening and viewing via social media platforms, wherever you are around the world. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing A-OK. And I would say, are we doing pretty well here in Grenada? Let me say good morning to Mr. McPhail. Good morning to you, sir. How are you doing?
Good morning, GT, and good morning to your listeners and viewers.
All right. Well, I didn't get any correspondence from Sylvan this morning. I'm not sure if he's going to be chiming in with us. Last week he promised, but I guess he's having a ball up at time.
And then we had a shortened version.
We had a shortened version last week due to the core of the budget presentation being read. So we had a shortened version, but nevertheless, we handling things until
such time. Yes.
Yeah. Hopefully, might see him next year. You never know. So once again, good morning to listeners and viewers. Welcome. You know what we do on a Monday here on of course on the To The Point program? We take the time out to speak about a lot of issues that related to road use. We speak a whole lot about that, concerns from citizens, that information that may be passed on to us from time to time also. Hey, GT, Mr. McPhail, or even if Sylvan, look into this, or just make mention of these issues that we see in pending hazards that could, of course, the lives of others and, just the overall safety of individuals. We speak a whole lot about that here on the program every Monday. Our opening chit chat, I'm not sure of anything. Only we had a lot of rain from last week. Lots of rain.
It's very strange for December. So early in December.
But we're still looking at the latter part of November.
Well,
it's like a late November rain into December.
Into December, yeah.
You can say it like that.
But we have had some welcome showers, especially for the farmers, but we can't take too much.
Yep. There are farmers who are happy for it, depending on their drainage situation and so forth, and their catchment and stuff like that. They probably would have welcomed it. Yeah. You understand?
As a matter of fact, personally, I'm in the process now of setting up some water tanks for rainwater harvesting. So
you of course you will welcome situation like that.
Oh yes.
Have your tanks, even though it could be filled to capacity, so when the dry season steps in, there's least of a worry. Right. Not that you won't have a worry, but it will be of a minimal nature. Yeah. Until just in case a couple of weeks the rain doesn't fall to the level that you want, at least there are storage there.
Storage. Yes.
I hope the folks in Karaku and stuff may have gotten some of the rain that we had. Yeah. I hope because sometimes they don't always get water as they would like to.
Well, the situation in Karaku now, GT, is much different from when we were younger.
Yeah.
In that there's Nawasa lines now.
Yep. I remember years ago you go to Karaku and water was like one of those cherished commodities over there. You understand?
Yeah. Everybody built with their cisterns and.
Yep. We know when Beryl passed, lots of folks may have lost their catchment system that they had and so forth. I'm assuming lots may have had that reconstructed and hopefully that they get them back up to a level that they don't have to worry about the water in time to come. Not even though they have the pipe-borne water now, but there's still always the issue of wanting to have your own catchment. Just in case. But besides the rain, there was not much taking place except in the US and stuff and Canada, where the snow is of course that's another challenge for lots of folks up there. Who even though there are folks who like it, they'll say a little white Christmas or something. They would say they will like it, but sometimes it becomes a challenge for them moving around. You understand? It becomes a challenge, and I always would. I was telling a friend of mine a couple of days ago, the best place to be is in the Caribbean around this time of the year.
Yes.
Yeah, the Caribbean. Think about it. And we see the visitors are pouring in because they know what it's like to get away. Just from this time of the year, And you start to say there are folks in the Caribbean who may want to go there.
Yeah.
For the experience, I would assume. For the experience of, what it's like if it's the first time for you to see snow and stuff like that. I remember I had the experience of going through on 2 occasions that blizzard that passed through. It's not a nice thing.
I heard about it.
It's not. I had the experience on 2 occasions of going through that blizzard, and I know the experience. It's not nice. It's not nice. So we want to get into meat of our conversation this morning. So, McPhail, we want to kick off this morning's conversation. You know, it was a subject matter we wanted to talk about last week, but we had that shortened version of the program. Pedestrians in general, we're talking pedestrian, but we want to single out, folks with disability.
Yeah.
You know, we want to single out a wee bit, a focus a wee bit on folks with disability, and we still see the challenge that they go through. You know, when I speak of challenge, was it Saturday? There was a cruise ship in, and I saw there was an individual on a wheelchair, and you know, I felt kind of bad when I saw our own drivers not wanting to stop. As someone was pushing the trolley, there was one also on who was those powered wheelchair, per se, and folks was not stopping for them. You understand, to cross, and I even saw an individual getting into that little road rage. You understand, why should he stop for them to cross? And probably they weren't using the pedestrian cross, which I know they should have. You've been on the cross to cross. Maybe they didn't use it, or maybe in the right spacing in terms of the pedestrian. Mm-hmm. But I always say respect has to be given to individuals with disability. I, for one, anytime I see someone who has a disability and they want to cross the road, I will stop. Yeah. You understand?
And GT, I mean, it's not just our locals, because, as you said, a cruise ship was in.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of persons who are differently able coming off the cruise ships, and they have problems getting around. Yeah. They're visually impaired. I know our dear friend Mr. Rolo would be happy to hear us talking about that, because he is always complaining that motorists and even pedestrians give them a hard time on the road.
I agree.
They now have to walk in the road, for example, in the town, because the sidewalks are occupied. Well,
I'm happy to mention, because was it a week or two ago? It was the week before this one, the past one. Sorry. I had one of the inspectors popping through, and it's going to be a zero tolerance for individuals using the pedestrian, the sidewalks, per se, for their vending purposes. Right. You understand? Right. They will be assigned areas for them to vend, and that's where they should be.
Yes.
I know. So she said, folks will say, well, I that's where I get my sale and stuff. People passing on the sidewalk, but the sidewalks are made for walking.
Yes.
As it
people would find you.
People will find you if they want the products that you have. You understand? And I will say there are so much ways now to promote your business, comparison to 20 years ago, where you have to have that physical location. Lots of folks do selfing and don't have a physical location.
That is true.
You understand? Their home may be the physical location. You go via the WhatsApp, the Facebook, and all of these things, and you see their products. You make that phone call, they come to you, and they drop it off. Drop it off, whatever you want. So there's lots of ways to get things. Even though you have products and you're wherever you're located, maybe you're within the market. You could develop that platform via your WhatsApp or your Facebook, and folks could know what you have.
Yeah.
I think sometimes folks just a bit hesitant to still follow technology and the impact it could have on your business. So maybe
15 years ago, I will tell you, I used to go stand on the sidewalk on Young Street selling eggs. I no longer do that.
Because your business will build a rep for itself, whatever you're doing, and folks will know, well, Mr. McPhail sells eggs. You have the way, and they have numerous ways of getting in contact with you. Even whether the phone book, if you have a number in the phone book or your cell phone or whatever, they could get in contact with you, and the necessary arrangements could be made. Either they come get whatever they need, or you do the delivery. You understand? So we I'm looking forward to that. I don't know if you still want to expand on what we're saying in terms of, the respect that are not shown to folks with disabilities.
Yes. Recently, I heard Mr. Rolo with a case of a bus driver, buses passing him on the road and refusing to pick him up. And these people deserve respect. just the same. Because they're challenged. And instead of ridiculing and showing disrespect, we should show them some respect.
What do you think the authorities should do in this day and age in terms of reference to a situation of that nature, where folks with disability, whether someone is visually impaired or someone who may, of course, other disability that may not permit them the opportunity to have that free flow of entering the bus,
using the crutches and
all of these things. Sometimes I see, as you say, buses just don't want to pick you up.
Yes,
you understand. Yeah. Think when you're slowing down the business for the day. By the time, if you're going to take 2-3 minutes of getting to the bus, they're thinking maybe they would have been able to pick up 3 or 4 other individuals. You understand? I guess that's how they're viewing it.
Yeah, because these buses are always in a rush. Always in a rush. They can't afford for another bus to pass them.
Exactly.
They don't want to lose.
Sometimes they rush in front just to get one person.
Yes.
But no, in your opinion, what do you think the authorities should do in relation to that? We have gotten to a stage where I think it's the individuals of this nature are being ignored a whole lot. And this conversation is not new.
It may mean introducing some form of legislation. It may mean legislation. That it could be the hard way, but maybe that's a solution.
Legislation.
It should not be.
But
folks should not have to be coerced into.
There's so much legislation in Grenada already, yeah? And, we hear it across the board every time. Parliament convene, and then there's legislation relating to this and legislation relating to that. And there's never no follow-through with it and stuff like that for various reasons. A lot of them get enacted, and, to me, they're just paused wherever they're at. So I mean, we it's not time for a call, but I think I'm going to take this call because of the nature of the individual calling. Let's hear their views on this. Good morning to you, sir. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Telesford. Greetings. Morning to you, Mr. McPhail.
Morning, Mr. Rolo.
When you touch matters like this, especially in a month like December, delegated by the United Nations through the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, it strikes a note to me. It's unfortunate. You just said it a while ago, Mr. Gentleman. It's unfortunate. What strikes me above all what you just mentioned, it was that of the accessibility, and I refer to Article 9 of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability. This accessibility is, how do you call it? Borderless, that's the word, borderless. In other words, the same rights that I or Tom, Dick or Harry in this country have to move about the country as he or she desires. Of course, taking the necessary care and attention not to endanger yourself and so on with the proper training and so. It's the same right that anybody, even coming from Timbuktu, has. So in effect, what are we doing? When we breach these foreigners, tourists they are visiting our country and so on, breach their rights to accessibility, it's something telling upon us. Make no doubt about it. Every article, the 50 articles of a convention stipulates crystal clearly that this convention is borderless. But it strikes me that we're stressing on those. Well, no, let me retract that statement. It's rather unfortunate that the state of Grenada, my dear brother, in 2006, the convention was established. In 2007 was for final study and for certificate acceptation, so to speak, and in May of 2008 it was set up, put out there for, listen to this, immediate implementation. Not what John Rolo say. No. It is written there in the preamble. Immediate implementation. Today, we're in 2025 and the state of Grenada refuses to do anything about it. And every year you hear them coming out and running. I hear them they have an advertisement recently. And this is what the advertisement said. No, they're wrong up here. To tell you how we bluffing ourselves in this here country. The advertisement put out by the Ministry of Social Development, the Ministry of the State responsible for guaranteeing the rights of people with disabilities. says that we clamor for inclusion of the persons with disability. Who is clamoring for inclusion? The ministry. Check it out, you see. This advertisement is sponsored by the ministry. The ministry is clamoring when it is the duty of the ministry to guarantee that the people's rights are upheld according to international convention. And you know, somebody making a money off of that, you can bet your bottom dollar on that. The hypocrisy of these people in this country, it pains me. Dukus, I call them, because they practice diku. People who are deceitful, hypocrite, unjust. This is where the U changes to the I in the other acronym. Corrupt and untrustworthy. They use in this here country, brothers and sisters, information and data about the population with people with disabilities to set up their own private companies, people within the government service. Set up projects, solicit cash, and who knows if kind from independent agencies, international agencies, and the people with disabilities in this country benefits nothing for it. This is the level of deceit, sleaze, malfeasance that's taking place in this country. But I shall give them battle until I die. The truth is today, I rather stay home, because the reality is that the concentration of traffic on the road and the state of the edges of the road, which does not permit me, with the skills that I possess, to move about. But that frightens me. So I'm apprehensive. I don't go anywhere these days, except with somebody. But it's unfortunate for the brothers and sisters who move about with, well, they can't even they get a wheelchair. Where will they go? Accessibility. Are there any parks or somewhere else in this here country that people can go and do exercise? Some of us are getting out of age. Getting into age. And we need the exercise. We talk about eat healthily. I try my best to do that. Exercise is essential. Where will we do it? We don't, because the state of Grenada refuses to obey the instructions and guidance set out by the United Nations, this colonial hypocrite government. And when I say the government, I'm not talking about the administration, to all of them. But I don't want to waste more time, sure, because I know some feel a waste of time. But we shall continue to give them battle and identify the hypocrisy. Thank you very much for raising the subject matter.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I mean, I always sense the passion from Mr. Rulli as relates to this. And I know he's not speaking for himself only. No. You know, he's speaking across the board in terms of all individuals with disability who feel disenfranchised in relation to how they are treated. Yeah. You know, so I understand that a whole lot. And of course, he did mention a whole lot there.
Yes.
A whole lot. There's more to it there, you know, that meets the eye, for say.
He's very knowledgeable in terms of the legislation as it pertains to persons with disabilities and so on.
Yeah.
And he's very passionate, very passionate.
You know, as he also mentioned, I mean, in this day and age, I think much more could be done. Would be done, especially for folks with disabilities in this country. Can you see new projects get constructed from time to time, and there's still no provision in it for folks with disability? You understand? Or even though there is, it's placed in a certain area that is not even that easy accessible to individuals with disability. You know, why do you want somebody with a disability to pass around the back? If I could say it in that particular way, why do they have to pass around the back and stuff where everybody else could use the front entrance? You understand? And I think those things need to change. Change.
Some of our public buildings need to be retrofitted. To accommodate such. You know.
Is it that just that folks just don't pay attention to these things, or is it the least important thing to them, per se?
All right. We talk of disability and respect for them. Ram Supermarket. Yeah. I didn't want to call the name, but that supermarket in the south, they have 2 parking lots, 2 parks allotted to disabled persons.
Okay.
But you go there and you see taxis parked there, you see private vehicles parked in that spot. You know, so what happens if somebody comes with a disability?
But I'm assuming there aren't there security that governs the parking lot and stuff who should pay attention to these things?
I tried parking there once, and a guy pointed out to me. So I immediately, because I was just rushing in to get something and come back out. But when he pointed it out, I just moved immediately.
Okay.
But some persons, I guess, they
could care less. Care less in relation to that. So, McPhail, we due for a break. Let's take it. When we come back, we continue the conversation. Stay with us, folks. To the point. Classic Radio GBN TV. We will be right back after the break. Don't touch it now.
Ready to create the...
Megaforce Promotions, in proud collaboration with Ariza Credit Union and GBN, presents Grenada's biggest flea market at Monroe's Plainfield, Saturday 20th and Sunday 21st December, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily. Shop unbeatable deals on bed and curtain sets, appliances, household items, electrical and plumbing supplies, toys, Christmas decorations, clothing and shoes, perfumes and colognes, wines and drinks, and just about everything else. Plus a kids area, live entertainment, food and drink stalls. Want to be a vendor? Call 440-4646 to book your spot before they're all gone. Admission $5. 2 full days of deals and more deals. Shopping, fun and savings. Monroe's Plainfield Flea Market. Don't miss it.
This December, the vibes will rise higher. Sunshine Promotions presents a December to remember. On Saturday, December 20th, the National Cricket Stadium comes alive with pure reggae energy, live bands, and world-class acts. Direct from Jamaica, Anthony B. Tanya Stevens.
It is a pity you already have one.
And Junior Kelly. Gates open at 9 p.m. Showtime 10 p.m. Get your early bird general admission tickets now for $100. Advanced general $120. Or limited front of stage access early bird for $250. Advanced front of stage access $300. Tickets available now from GoToFed.com and usual Sunshine Promotion ticket outlets. All tickets grant admission only. Look out for a performance from our very own Akeem with his band and Valine. Food and drinks on sale all night long. Your ticket gets you in. The vibe keeps you there. A December to remember. One love, one vibe, one December to remember. Follow Sunshine Promotions on social media for more updates.
Welcome back once again to our listeners and the viewers to the point for today, Monday, the 8th day of December 2025. The final 8th day of December in 2025. Welcome back. So, McPhail, let's continue with our conversation this morning. You know, the first segment was definitely an interesting segment. We talk about the disability and you know, a disability individual as pedestrians on our roads, and sometimes that lack of love that they receive. You know, we were having that bit of off-air conversation in terms of when folks with disability even try to use the public transport system.
Yeah.
the lack of attention that they receive, the lack of love they receive,
there's no empathy.
The empathy is so minimal.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see elderly individuals trying to enter a bus, and everybody else just sit down in there just watching that person. I remember there was a time when you would see folks who may try to assist, and then the conductor ain't even helping. The conductor,
no, because at that point the conductor realized that elderly or that disabled person is keeping them back.
Yeah. Conductor and all, I saw someone with clutches was trying to get in the bus, and the conductor just sat there and let them come in. You understand? So they now have to try to maneuver themselves, try to get the clutches in together, and nobody's going to hold on to it, and it's sometimes it's not a nice sight. It's not a nice sight. I don't know how we have gotten to that stage. Or reason why we have gotten to that stage, but as you mentioned, we have the empathy level has diminished so bad, so bad, and I think I don't know if it's a different generation now. The younger folks seems to be more into themselves than maybe our time when we were younger. We used to show more attention to help the other folks who have a disability, but folks just don't think that it's necessary for them to do that anymore.
Because they would never reach that stage, they would never get old. So
never say never. They always say that. Never say never, because
that's how they behave.
You don't have to get old to have a disability. Right? You don't have to get old to have a disability. You could. I am with individuals who are young, much younger than I am, and for various reasons things happen. They end up having to be in a wheelchair and stuff like that. And then now you will see your behavior before and the assistance you need now. You understand? So it's something that we need to change. I don't know how we came like that. You understand? I don't know how we came like that, but it is what it is for now. I just hope that we could change that whole perception about ourselves as we move along. Let's just move along. I know it's a subject matter that we could talk about all morning.
For the whole day.
I see the phones are going. I know individuals want to chime in on that, but we don't want to get the phone stickers all the time this morning. I just gave that opportunity to Mr. Rulo earlier on. I want to talk about signage. It is important.
And GT, we could never stop talking about signage.
I mean, myself and Sullivan once Sullivan went and took a weekend and took a lot of photos of where signs are located. Those that are, not given the attention or the service that they should have gotten, bush growing around it, all these kind of things. Your take on signage from your perspective? You move around a lot in areas, and there are things that you may have noticed that you think some attention should be given to.
There are some signs, but there are also incorrect signs. Case in point, at the bottom of Toby Road. I don't know if you know where Toby Road is, but that is
I only learned of that road.
The road opposite the sugar factory. Just to about 10 meters or so from the exit of that road, there's a sign that was placed there by the contractor on the cliff project.
Okay.
Saying no left turn.
All right.
However, the first portion of that road, maybe half of that road, is two-way traffic. The top portion is one way. You can only come down.
Okay.
So how can you have a sign there saying no left turn when you actually can enter the road from either direction, either Grandland's direction or from St. George Springs direction?
Okay.
But there's a sign there which is incorrect and very misleading.
And to enter that road, more or less, you have to stop and give way to the next side, to whoever is coming. Let's say someone is coming from the Grandland's direction. If I'm thinking about the road you're talking about, that road that goes down, is it that the road you're speaking of?
Yeah, if you're coming incline from the Grandland's direction and you're turning into that road, no, you don't have to. No,
okay.
Right.
Maybe I'm thinking about somewhere else.
Yeah.
Somewhere else.
Yeah. So you're driving along from Springs and you get there and you want to turn. There's a garage, right? So or you're living there because there are persons living there, and you want to turn in. There's a sign saying no left turn. But how could you have a sign saying no left turn and it's a two-way road?
But was whoever putting up the sign knowledgeable that road?
Well, it's a well-established fact. There's a sign saying no through road.
Yeah.
And then when you get to the point of a one-way, there's a no entry sign. So you have signs they're placed
No
by
left
the
turn
police.
and no entry. So which one should the individual be following?
You follow the police sign. The police sign says no through road, and then the other one says no entry.
Yeah.
So that sign placed there saying no left turn is invalid.
But has anyone ever brought that to the attention of the authorities? Let them look into it.
GT, I've been clamoring and speaking to the traffic department in St. George South about placing some directional arrows at the bottom of that road there, to no avail. To no avail.
So they never came and looked at the road or anything of that sort?
They have looked at
They
the
have
road.
looked at the road.
But that's
see
as
the
far as-
importance of the signs that you mentioned in terms of the markings and stuff, and nothing has been
and
done.
nothing has been done. Then you move now to the intersection where, let me see what, there's a small complex, a supermarket, place selling sand and gravel and so on, and plumbing supplies. You get there, and there again we need some directional arrows in the road.
Yeah.
There's no markings in the road except from accidents, but markings there are important. I had at least 3 calls over the weekend about that intersection there, because you're coming from Grandance, you want to get into Woburn.
Yeah.
You go to the middle of the road, you have the right of way, you go to the middle of the road, because the traffic coming from Springs, they have to give way to traffic on their right.
Yes.
So you get there and you turn to go to Woburn. But some drivers, because there's no signage, they would pull to the left, extreme left, and in the meantime inconvenience drivers behind them while they are waiting to turn.
Okay.
So I don't know if you're getting the picture.
I'm certainly understanding, and I know
but,
exactly what you're speaking about in particular.
The signage needs to be done, and the authorities just seem not to be bothered. I don't know if it's not important.
And then you said the only signs there is the ones that accidents has occurred.
Yeah,
those are the signs.
Those white, white lines,
small white lines on the ground.
On the ground.
So why is it the attention are not? I mean, why is it the attention is not given to those particular areas in particular? Why is the attention not given?
And we have to remember as well that is now a major thoroughfare. Vehicles going to Grenville and St. David's because of the Cliff project.
Yeah.
Right? So you have traffic from the Grandance, traffic from Springs, going to Grenville and St. David's.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, members of the authorities who are responsible for that, traffic department and so forth, Ministry of Works, they transverse this road on a daily basis. I wouldn't say there's no one from these particular don't transverse. So they are seeing the inconvenience that is happening there.
Yeah.
And still nothing has been done about it.
Nothing is being done. You know, and you're coming down Toby Road again. You're going to Woburn. You get there in Grenada, we drive on the left. But you get there and you want to swing right and then turn left, which again is incorrect. But again, because of the lack of signage, persons do it.
Yeah.
You know, you go into Springs, you stay on the left and you turn from there and you go. But persons are going on the right and turn in. God forbid that a vehicle is coming to come in at the same time and there's a collision.
And I'm assuming there has been collisions
that
have taken place already.
There was a mirror placed on the other side by the sugar factory. Somebody knocked it down and it stayed on the ground for quite some time before it was replaced. It's now replaced again. It's like the traffic light in
well, there was a news item on that, was it sometime last week, that is going to be put back up soon, I hope. hope that gets back up.
GT is actually 1 year.
I know.
It's 1 year.
I know it's been a year. Why it took so long, nobody knows, because nothing was said about it since. Yes, only we heard lately that it will be, back in operation. But it's operating anyway. Yeah,
it's operating.
Operating, really. But put back up, I think a year is too long for that.
Yeah.
It's been too long.
Absolutely.
I don't see the delay in terms of getting the necessary whatever parts and stuff that is needed, whatever got broken to be replaced. Whoever company may have been purchased from, I think they do have what you call the spare parts.
Spare parts, yeah.
You understand? That could be, and that could be replaced in a timely manner. I don't think you have to wait almost 12 months to have that. I don't think it's something that they have to go and make over and stuff like that to get it, but you never know. But we don't have any much information in relation to that, so it is what it is. But we're glad that it's going to be back up soon.
Yes.
We'll be back up soon. All right. So, McPhail, we due for a break again. Let's take it. When we come back, we continue with the conversation. Stay with us, folks, at The Point, Classic Radio GBN TV. We will be right back after the short break.
Megaforce Promotions, in proud collaboration with Ariza Credit Union and GBN, presents Grenada's biggest flea market at Monroe's Plainfield, Saturday 20th and Sunday 21st December, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily. Shop unbeatable deals on bed and curtain sets, appliances, household items, electrical and plumbing supplies, toys, Christmas decorations, clothing and shoes, perfumes and colognes, wines and drinks, and just about everything else. Plus a kids area, live entertainment, food and drink stalls. Want to be a vendor? Call 440-4646 to book your spot before they're all gone. Admission $5. 2 full days of deals and more deals. Shopping, fun and savings. Monroe's Plainfield Flea Market. Don't miss it.
This December, the vibes will rise higher. Sunshine Promotions presents A December to Remember. On Saturday, December 20th, the National Cricket Stadium comes alive with pure reggae energy, live bands, and world-class acts. Direct from Jamaica, Anthony B. Tanya Stevens.
It is a pity you already have one.
And Junior Kelly. Gates open at 9 p.m. Showtime 10 p.m. Get your early bird general admission tickets now for $100. Advanced general $120. Or limited front of stage access early bird for $250. Advanced front of stage access $300. Tickets available now from gotofed.com and usual Sunshine Promotion ticket outlets. All tickets grant admission only. Look out for a performance from our very own Akeem with his band and Valine. Food and drinks on sale all night long. Your ticket gets you in. The vibe keeps you there. A December to remember. One love, one vibe, one December to remember. Follow Sunshine Promotions on social media for more updates.
This Christmas, GBN is lighting up Grenada. From November the 10th to December the 24th, your festive season starts right here with GBN's Christmas Catalog 2025. Start your mornings with mid-morning magic. Weekdays 10 to 12, live fun, giveaways, and Christmas cheer every day. On Friday, December the 5th, the school's Christmas challenge lights up the Trade Center. 15 schools, 1 trophy, and the voices filled with holiday joy. Then on Saturday, December the 20th, it's Christmas in Kamahan. Live music, food, shopping, toy giveaway, and the grand tree lighting ceremony. And on Monday, December the 22nd, join GBN's caroling in the city, spreading Christmas cheer all through St. George's. Every Sunday from 5 to 7, enjoy Utah Sundays with classic Christmas tunes and prices galore. And for
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers, once again to The Point Classic Radio GBN TV. Mr. McPhail, welcome back. This segment, of course, we're going to give the opportunities to our listeners and viewers who want to chime in on the program this morning, who, of course, want to follow our conversation this morning. Feel free to do so. 435-2041, 435-2041. Let's hear from you. You've been listening to what we've been talking about. We spoke a whole lot this morning of putting the disabled and how they are treated, of course, on our nation's roads. We talk about, signage, the proper signage on areas. You probably have an idea of something that we may not have mentioned this morning, and you want to chime with that, feel free to do so. 435-2041. So, I'm looking at a message here from someone, and they're saying, let me see if I can read it to you, and if you may understand where they're coming from. This individual is saying, what you gentlemen is speaking about is the intersection in the Woodlands area. That's what they're saying.
Yes.
And they're only right of way at the roundabout, and the only right of way at the roundabout.
That's not correct.
That's not correct. And they're saying that it's a similar situation at the bottom of the Golf Course Grand Dance main road. He's saying that, and they're saying also you have to wait on the traffic to stop on the other side. Something of that.
Right, but the traffic on the other side has to stop because they have to give way to traffic on their right.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a caller. Caller, your life. Good morning. Welcome. How are you?
I'm not very well, but I'm coping. The cold under the weather. Good morning, GT, and good morning, Mr.
McPhail with us this morning.
Mr. Banfield, I haven't seen you for a while. Good to see you on TV, but you look good, though.
Good morning. Thank you.
No, GT, Mr. Banfield, this is...
McPhail. It's Mr. McPhail, not Banfield.
Mr. McPhail, sir. Yeah. I know your name, you forget. Hear this. I have a great concern and a criticism to make, constructive. Now, I am not happy with the Ministry of Communications and Works. One, there's a lot of old vehicle on the road. The police passing. You see, every week, Mr. McIntyre come and speak good thing, good suggestion on the television. But then they're not putting it into practice, and this doesn't make sense paying GBN to come and put things on TV and giving nice talk. To me, it's a waste of time. Now, they're putting the sticker on the old vehicles in dangerous places. Those vehicles park up, wrong corners, and accidents happening constantly.
And you're talking in reference to the stickers that have them removed from where they are.
Yes.
Okay.
And the people, the owners of the vehicles, well, they start that program as if they stop. Some people, owners, removing the stickers and the vehicles there, and not like 6 months, it's beyond that, it's year and over. An accident is happening, people is getting damaged. Now, there is a vehicle by someone in Good Hope. The police put stickers around 3 times. The owners remove it. You know what happened now? They cover the vehicle with a vehicle covering. So I understand that if the truck passes, they can take it. But this is negligence on the people that are picking up the vehicle, because the stickers has been there like a year I'm talking about. Now, other thing is that people is given authority to do washing down and everything wrong corners. They're building buildings wrong corners to do wash down, and then they had a barbecue stand, and the vehicle accident is there again. I almost killed a child the other day right by Good Hope Medical Station. There is a truck park on the right side when you're swinging into Good Hope, and I saw a truck selling there. somebody, a lady, I assume is the mother of the child, sitting on the left side, and the child standing on the right side by the truck. So I saw the child and I stopped. The child crossed to go to meet the mother. Just as the mother asked the child, did you collect? I couldn't hear what. And I tried to proceed because the child crossed and the child dashed back in the road. But my vehicle did not hit the child, but the child fell. So I'm in panic and whatever. And the mother carry on. She want money. She don't go down in the general hospital to wait all this time and wait. And the other people have to say, but miss, the lady didn't hit the child. But the first thing is there appropriate place for you to have this vehicle? Can the people locate that vehicle? It's just waiting somebody big accident. You know, it's a lot of things happening in this traffic business. You talk this morning, Mr. McIntyre talking about Mr. McPhail talking about where there is sign. Forget that. This is things of the past. Now, unless vehicle parking on the road, I'm talking about St. Paul's now, I won't even one illustration. Coming from the Catholic Church, on that side there, from there to reach right up to Good Hope Station on one side. You can't park, you can't pass, you have to reverse, go way beyond. Where is the police to move those vehicles or tape the wheel or whatever they're doing as what they're doing in town and other places? Where is the traffic warden? Accident, people's life is at risk. You know, I really wish that we will stop talking. I'm fed up with the talking. And I mean, it's too long. And I'm going to close now, I was never a supporter of the PRA. But the only people that could have bring law and order in Grenada, do this and don't do that, was those PRA. And the judge, what's his name, Mr. Jerry Seals. Because all the boss people are carrying on, they decided to calm down already for Jerry Seals, you know. So this is the two people alone maybe could have Grenada doing the right thing, the PRA. And you see, the politicians, which we thinking like all politicians, they're thinking about if I do this, I go lose my support. Now the PRA couldn't care less about support left, right, and center, kill and dead, on shoot on sight, and what it is. And that's what some Grenadians need to do things proper. So I mean, unfortunately, our politicians have to pull up, and if you get support, you lose support, whatever it is, but things not going right regarding this aspect of things at all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I mean, the caller didn't make a lot of points, you know, in a presentation.
Valid points.
And some of them are certainly valid. We do have another caller. Caller, you're live. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
Let me just establish that a point is an established fact. So, I don't know. Anyhow, a lot of things are wrong in Grenada. As far as I'm concerned, it seems to me as if the people who are in charge, let's say the police forces, are interested in dealing with the ageable people. They seem to, and listen to my words, you know, they seem to be afraid of the youths because they could encounter them with whatever the tools they have versus the tools the police have. So this might be some of the problems. They respect the youths more than the ageable people. And they are afraid to tell them, don't park their cars there and this and that. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, if I were in charge of housing and so on, nobody could put the houses and put the gates opening into the road on the roadway. Some gates are handbugging the traffic. Some entrance are too high because if a man just make a mistake, a driver, he would bump into a hilly nature at the entrance of the person's yard, and then obviously they would turn over or whatever it is. This is what is happening. In fact, I assume that in the next few months, by opening up this road in Granite Town, where the drains are too shallow, it would involve a lot of people running out of the road when these mud come into the road, because they should have to build higher walls to keep up the embankment so that the drain would be able to take out the mud and the water and bring it where it had to be. Why to improve the Granite Town Road? I would expand the bottom, the lower side of the road and build, well, let's say if it's embankment wall to keep up or to widen the roads. I would have never done, although you call them engineers that are doing it. I don't know where they study. In fact, what could happen abroad shouldn't happen here, because you would use the big word. The topography of the land is different to the flat areas, for example, Barbados and elsewhere. And this is what they do. Even the water, they bring it into the quantity of water they intend to bring into the lower lands. Yes, if I had to do it, I would build a mile road, cover it, and you would stop the water to test it. You don't have to go around to test it, because you could build lock off different areas. And as you go along, then you could know if the water would leak, so then you wouldn't have to dig up all the roads.
All right, caller. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning.
Yes.
We go to another caller. Caller, you're live. Good morning. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning.
Good morning, GT, and good morning to your guests.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. And I definitely first want to give GBN their flowers in respect to the primary school competition that they did have. So I'm giving you all your flowers for that, and also
thank you
for your
so much.
flea market that you're all going to have. Also, I do want to also give you all your flowers for that, because I think it's a commendable effort that you're all taking to involve community and to have that arrangement. Now, I want to make a point in regards to the disability accommodation. Now, what I've recognized that even though they may have been a law enacted in regards to the disability, yet still what I'm recognizing is that there isn't one that actually goes into specificity in regards to, like, within the Banking Act, there isn't a specificity that what they should do to accommodate. There isn't one into the building code, into the building code that would direct that would create a mandate that if you're going to be building a building, that it must have X, Y, and Z. Only when these things happen that it creates the drive to make sure that these things are done and must be done in order for them to adhere to the code set out by the law. Without it being enacted in these specific laws, meaning the Banking Act, meaning that they must accommodate to persons with disability, meaning they must be able to provide statements with braille, they must be able to make them their counters a little bit lower, so that there must be a counter low enough so that persons in wheelchair can access a teller, and therefore they can actually get servicing. They must be also within the ATM machine must not be too high so that persons who come in on a wheelchair cannot access it. And there must also be the numbers on the ATM machine must also be engraved so that the persons who are not able to see clearly can actually access that. When these are embedded into law, then the accommodation will be made available. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And caller didn't make a whole lot of sense there in terms of his contribution this morning, and I certainly thank him for making that. We do have approximately 5 more minutes left on today's program. We do have another caller. Caller, you're live. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
2 points. It is about high time that the police stop the trucks from parking close to the gas station opposite the canteen playing field. It is serious concern. Vehicles will also be parked close to the gas station, narrowing the roadway, and you have a set of trucks around the corner forcing pedestrians to go off the road and also forcing motorists to go off the road. And in so doing, it narrows the driveway, almost making it a 3-lane. Now, I can't understand why, for the love of Christ, our traffic department is less than 400 meters away, and they traverse that area daily using taxpayers' vehicle, taxpayers' gas, and they can't seem to see a problem. Some of them wait in the build-up of the traffic until it is clear for them to pass, when the problem can be fixed by ensuring that no trucks, no vehicles are parked along that already narrow stretch of road. Secondly, I cannot understand, and I don't accept the fact that the River Road project ended so long. You have homes helter-skelter, unevenly laid down, not painted, and then you have a big flower pot, I like to call it, taking up much of the much-needed road space. And we can't seem to see why these things ought not to be there. It creates a hazard. For example, when these things happen, you force pedestrians to walk in the road. When a driver bongs them, we have this Dotis law, driving without due care and attention. You could be driving with due care, but the person may have just tried to avoid going into the water, into the mud, and they slip, they end up on your vehicle, and then the police still thinks that you are at fault. So when the state creates those kinds of a problem, and there's an accident, it is the state who should be held liable and not the driver. Have a good day.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. We do have another caller, which may be our final caller for the morning. What's up, caller? You're live. Good morning. Welcome.
Yes, good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Doing great.
Good morning.
Go right ahead, please.
Yeah, I want to greet the nation this morning in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. And I want to thank God for permitting us to see the closing up of another year. And calling upon Grenadians, Grenada, Karakupiti, Matnik, and to the regions beyond, that we turn our lives over to the Lord Jesus Christ. People living in terrible times. We just doesn't know what next. But we know as the churches, we are awaiting the return of our Lord Jesus Christ. We are seeing so much death in the lands all around the world. People just dying. And we know after death comes the judgment. So let us give our lives to the Lord. Whether it be the Prime Minister, whoever they are, give your life to the Lord Jesus Christ this morning, Grenadians. Jesus loves us. He died to save us from our sins, and He's coming again. We do not know what the future holds, but let our lives be in the hand of the Lord Jesus Christ. He said, I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. Because it doesn't matter what position we hold in this life out here. If we are not saved from our sins, we will split hell wide open. Jesus Christ came for that reason, to die to give us life and life more abundantly. He is coming, and He's coming sooner than we think. There is hope for every one of us in the Lord Jesus Christ this morning. The rope is not the answer. The alcohol is not the answer. The drugs, whatever it is.
Caller, I would like to have you take another 10 seconds and wrap, please, sir.
Yes, so may God bless everyone, and I want to wish everyone a blessed and a happy Christmas in the Lord Jesus Christ, and blessings over Grenada, Carriacou, and Pitimating, and to the regions for the future ahead. Let us look up for redemption joy at night. Thank you, sir. God bless everyone.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That will be my final caller. We have one caller on hold. I just take that one, and then we take a wrap. I guess we lost the caller. Caller was not patient enough. So, McPhail, I think that's what we're going to take a wrap for today's edition of our program for today. Anything in closing before we take a wrap?
The caller before this one mentioned about the humps in River Road.
Yeah.
Now that the project is finished. But I can recall a couple of years ago, a drain was being done in Corinth, that stretch of road from the marina. And temporary humps were placed there.
And they're still there.
And they're still there.
Still there, I know.
As a matter of fact, they've been refreshed. Unpainted
it was seen necessary to remain because of the fact that the piece of traffic goes in that particular area. So McPhail, I want to thank you once again. Of course, always a pleasure having the program together with you, sir. Till we do this next week.
Okay.
Once the Almighty permits. Thank you once again.
All right. Thank you.
Hey, folks, that's what we're going to take a wrap for today's edition of To The Point. I want to thank everyone who contributed towards today's program. Have a good one, folks. That's how we say goodbye. Join me at just around 10:30 for the Mid-Morning Magic. Stay with us here. Classic Radio GBN TV.